This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, 6 o'clock on June 16th. I'm Ray Collins. It is finally Friday. Jacqueline is off today, and so too is John Scalzi, but Josh Stone is in the Weather Center with details of Friday and the weekend forecast. Good morning, Josh.
That's right. Good morning, Ray. We finally made it to the weekend. Finally made it to Friday. Get up. Let's get going. Let's enjoy this upcoming Father's Day weekend. Let's check out the current temperatures right now. We have a few clouds out there. It's 73 in Sarasota, 73 in Bradenton, and 74 right now in Venice. Well, what's going on the radar? A few scattered showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder out there, but those are very, pretty much, I want to say scattered in nature. If there's rumbles of thunder, that'll be isolated. Some light showers moving into Sarasota right now, the northern end of Longboat Key, down toward just south of Venice, and entering into Rotunda near Gasparilla. May see some light showers this morning. Highs topping out in the mid-80s. We'll talk more about your upcoming forecast in just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. There's the Manatee County roads right now. Nothing much to speak of at all at this hour of the day. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Nothing much. A little bit of a slowdown there. If you look at the very top of your screen toward the middle, you see something on 301 southbound heading from, say, Tallahassee and the Whitfield area heading toward University. And farther south now on the maps, we'll check the South County maps to see a bit of a congestion spot around Business 41 in the northbound lanes. Developing now, Russia is claiming it has killed the leader of the Islamic State in an airstrike, but a U.S.-led anti-Islam state group coalition says it can't confirm that report. The raid was allegedly carried out over 2 weeks ago on a command post where ISIS leaders were meeting. The annual congressional baseball game hit a home run last night. The first pitch was thrown out by Capitol Police Officer David Bailey. He was hit by gunfire Wednesday morning when 66-year-old James Hodgkinson began shooting at Republican congressmen and staff. Congressman Steve Scalise was also shot. His condition remains critical this morning. Hodgkinson himself died from gunshot wounds after a shootout with police. He was reportedly angry with the Republican Party and the president, who also made an appearance on the Jumbotron. Due to security concerns, he stayed away from the game. They said last night's game was all about unity and the bipartisan spirit. For the record, the Democrats did win the game last night. 6:03 right now. After nearly 60 hours on the run, 2 escaped prisoners are back in Georgia and back behind bars, thanks to the heroic efforts of a man in Tennessee with a gun. Reed Binion has the story.
The burden of danger is off.
A days-long multi-state manhunt is over after police in Tennessee arrested a pair of escaped inmates accused of killing 2 corrections officers.
I know after speaking with Director Keenan here just a few minutes ago that they're breathing a sigh of relief down there in Georgia.
Donnie Russell Rowe and Ricky DuBose were captured Thursday after 2 residents in Tennessee found them trying to steal a car after crashing in a high-speed chase.
That neighbor also brought his firearm, and together they secured these 2 suspects.
While on the run, officials say Rowe and DuBose stole multiple vehicles and robbed 2 homes. The alleged crime spree following their escape Tuesday from a prison bus in Georgia, where authorities say at least 1 inmate shot and killed corrections officers Christopher Monica and Curtis Ballou. After apparently driving a stolen truck from Georgia to Tennessee, authorities say the inmates stole more vehicles, tying up and robbing an elderly couple in the process.
The couple had the wherewithal to break free and notify authorities.
A 10-mile chase ensued, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour.
The suspect vehicle during that time was firing numerous rounds at the Rutherford County Deputy Sheriffs.
The inmates crashed, running into the woods, then trying to steal another vehicle.
The homeowner stepped out and held the people there by gunpoint until another neighbor came to assist him.
Officials say no one was injured in the inmates' apprehension. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
In California, a huge drug confiscation in San Diego. The Coast Guard collected 18 tons of cocaine. It comes after inspections of suspected drug smuggling vessels from Central and South America. Last year, the Coast Guard seized more than 400,000 pounds of cocaine and arrested nearly 600 attempted smugglers. The Pentagon will try to break a stalemate in Afghanistan by sending over 4,000 more troops. The U.S. is hoping to stop recent Taliban advances in that region. The additional troops will join 8,000 troops already in place. A U.S.-led coalition is advising Afghan combat units in the fight against the Taliban. New developments on the expanding investigation into Russian interference in the election. The special counsel is reportedly trying to determine if the president obstructed justice, prompting the president to unleash on Twitter. Candace Gibson has the story.
This morning, a key figure of President Trump's inner circle, possibly under investigation. The Washington Post reporting special counsel Robert Mueller is looking into the business dealings of Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and senior advisor, as part of the probe into Russia's interference in the election. Kushner's lawyer saying, "We do not know what this report refers to." Mr. Kushner previously volunteered to share with Congress what he knows about Russia-related matters. The new revelation comes after the president himself slammed a Post report that he's now the subject of an investigation by Mueller for possible obstruction of justice. The president on Twitter calling it the single greatest witch hunt in American political history, led by some very bad and conflicted people. He was asked about the report in person.
Mr. President, do you believe that you are under investigation now?
And ignored the question. But the president did call for unity following the shooting that injured Congressman Steve Scalise.
And I have a feeling that Steve has made a great sacrifice, but there could be some unity being brought to our country. Let's hope so.
But hours later, a far cry from that plea, back on Twitter and on the attack, this time going after Hillary Clinton, tweeting, "Why is it that Hillary Clinton's family and Dems' dealings with Russia are not looked at, but my non-dealings are?" Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Also, the president has a new course for Cuba. This morning, the president plans to announce a revised Cuban policy that's aimed at stopping the flow of U.S. cash to the country's military and security. The policy is part of a promise he made during his campaign to reverse then-President Obama's diplomatic re-engagement with the island after decades of estrangement. Trump's policy will maintain diplomatic relations and allow U.S. airlines and cruise ships to continue servicing the island. An update on the Bill Cosby trial. Jurors left the courtroom last night after more than 40 hours of talking about it with still no verdict. They'll return today for a fifth day of deliberations. One of Cosby's spokesmen hopes this long delay indicates that Cosby will be found not guilty of sexual assault.
We believe that he's innocent. We believe that he's not guilty. And I think the jurors have shown that too.
If convicted on all three counts, Cosby could spend 30 years in prison. Back in this area, there's a new facility in Sarasota to help those with mental illness. The Vincent Academy is located on Glengarry Street on 41 near Bee Ridge. The 8,500 square foot building offers vocational training and job placement. It's for clients who suffer from anything from post-traumatic stress to suicidal thoughts. According to a recent government report, the unemployment rate for those with mental illness is close to 90%. The academy, by the way, Vincent, is named after Vincent van Gogh, whose own mental illness led to his suicide at the young age of 37. Also, more and more sea turtles are nesting on local barrier islands. Over 1,200 loggerhead nests and 4 green turtle nests have been found on Manasota Key alone. A new report from the Coastal Wildlife Club says they also found the rare Kemp's Ridley nests as well. Mote Marine has reported over 1,300 nests from North Venice to Longboat Key. Turtles generally nest in Florida from June to late September. A piece of Margaritaville is coming to Bradenton. Jimmy Buffett is going to be part of a new housing development on State Road 64 on the way out toward Anna Maria Island. Developers plan to add 132 homes and a harbor with 2 restaurants and shops. Similar communities already exist in Daytona Beach and Hilton Head. Developers say it would be a natural to build on the Suncoast as well.
We've always had this coastal island architecture with a very laid-back, relaxed attitude. And as you know, Margaritaville is synonymous with escapism, fun, and the laid-back lifestyle. So we think it's a great match.
Homes start at $400,000. They should be complete by the spring of next year. A fun summer camp this week for kids who love baseball. Elementary and middle school students are learning the basics from the Bradenton Marauder players themselves. The kids get to hit and field and even run the bases out there in the outfield. Camp's being held at Lecom Park in the heart of Bradenton. Meantime, some kids in Wisconsin are jumping for a chance to get a job this summer. The job is called a mailboat jumper, and your job, of course, is to deliver mail from a moving boat and also from pier to pier. It's a tradition that's more than 100 years old, starting back in 1916. Only 6 spots are open, and kids are trying to try out and say it's a grueling test of speed, agility, and confidence.
Is run faster than you think that you should be, because you'll be running and say, oh, I'll make it back, and then you'll turn around and the boat will be almost gone. I have not fallen in a tryouts period. I've fallen in 3 times total, but that was all during the season.
Mail jumpers make deliveries to 75 homes every day during the summer. They also offer tours for spectators who just want a front row seat to watch the action. Sounds like fun. That wasn't my first job. I was working in a grocery store stocking shelves.
Were you really?
What was your first job?
I was scooping ice cream at Baskin-Robbins.
Really? Got the scoop for us, yeah?
Yeah. I do. But, you know, I liked how that kid did that somersault or the cartwheel before he jumped on the boat.
Yeah. That's not easy.
A lot more athletic than I am.
I couldn't do a somersault anymore anywhere. Yeah.
Well, somersaulting our way into the weather. I'm trying this Friday morning. But yeah, we talked about rain returning, and looks like that's going to be the case with widespread rainfall. But when is that going to happen? This weekend for Father's Day or next week? We'll let you know in just a few minutes.
Also still ahead, plenty of jobs at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, including as deputies. We'll explain. But first, how local veterans are benefiting from an unlikely partnership.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
right, checking out on this Friday morning our tower cam, looking at a very pretty light blue sky as the sun starts to rise in the east, and not a lot of activity there as far as traffic goes over the Ringling Bridge, but still looking like a very tranquil Friday morning. Let's check out our current temperatures right now. It's 73 in Sarasota, 73 in Venice, 70 in Northport, 70 in Arcadia right now, 73 in Inglewood on this Friday. All right, as far as showers and storms, well, this is what we can expect today. A few scattered inland showers today that will develop later this afternoon. There's some light showers out there right now, those in the Gulf of Mexico, but hit or miss if they come on shore and affect us. But more widespread showers and storms, those will probably be east of 75 later this afternoon. I think we'll have a mild Father's Day weekend, so no issues being outside other than a few scattered storms in the afternoon. And then the southwest flow returns as we get into next Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And remember when we had southwest flow not too long ago? That brought a lot of tropical moisture into the area, making our forecast widespread showers and storms around the Suncoast. So that looks to be coming our way next week. Right now, as far as shower activity goes, mid-sections of Longboat Key entering into Sarasota Bay, possibly into Manatee County here. Bayshore Gardens could see some steady rainfall just for a little bit. And then around Inglewood, just south of Venice, some light shower activity, but really nothing's going on this Friday morning. Now, a lot of moisture above us right now, but that changes with that southwest flow that will kick in next week. So everything, for the most part, pretty quiet for us. Some rough storms took place in the midsection of the country last night. These have now fallen apart, and just the remnants are tracking eastward. But if you're taking the plane, an airplane from SRQ, and you're going to Atlanta, LaGuardia in New York, Chicago, or Charlotte, no issues with traveling and delays on this Friday morning. All right, tropics look very quiet right now, other than a little blip in the southern Atlantic, but that only has a 10% chance of developing in anything in the next 48 hours. So no issues in the tropic at all. Beach and boating forecast. Winds out of the south, becoming southwest this afternoon at 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop in the bays. 85 at the beach today. Water temperature around 83 degrees. Our high should top out around 87 inland, but just watch out for those scattered storms. The same situation every afternoon with heating of the day. We'll get those storms that develop. But I think today the storm should be inland. Now, like I said, the Father's Day weekend looking pretty calm for the most part. And then by Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you see the shower chance increases because of that southwest flow that really ramps up and brings in more moisture into the area. Ray?
Not exactly a Chamber of Commerce leak on the way. Thank you, Josh. Let's check the roads right now. We'll see some buildup on 301 northbound heading towards State Road 70 and toward Bradenton. Farther south on the map now into Sarasota County, some action now on I-75 northbound heading toward that diverging diamond at University. Also, we see a slowdown on 301 southbound as you head through the Fruitville area. And our final map will reveal nothing much to speak of at 6:19 on your Friday morning. For some, sometimes the best therapy is man's best friend. And as our Bobeth Yates found out, 2 local nonprofits are matching dogs with those in need.
Dogs can be trained to do practically anything, from being a medical animal to a service animal. And now they're companion pets, helping out vets with the help of Nate's on a Rescue.
Jeffrey Osterling is all smiles, but that wasn't always the case.
After my 2 tours and being diagnosed with PTSD, that's why I chose to get a companion animal.
Osterling is talking about his dog Camber, who isn't just a pet, but a huge part of his therapy.
First thing I see is him when I walk through the door. He's wagging his tail and he comes up and jumps on me and doesn't let me out of his sight.
Osterling recently became the first veteran to receive a dog through a joint partnership between Nate's Honor Animal Rescue and Paws for Warriors, a nonprofit out of Bradenton.
Well, we're excited about it because a lot of veterans who would normally qualify for service dogs can't necessarily get service dogs because they're really, really very expensive and there's a very long wait.
But through this partnership, a veteran can circumvent that process and instead have an animal that can provide them the necessary emotional support within days.
It is a win-win for the veteran. Obviously, they get a companion animal and we waive the fee for that. And for us, obviously, we're getting a dog a home, and a home that we feel really good about.
The program is made possible through a grant from the Bill and Mary Ann Vinyl Fund of the Manatee County Foundation. It covers the expenses for the first 40 veteran and even includes some training. That's why Osterlin urges other vets to take advantage.
Not many of the vets that I know go get help. We're kind of stuck. We don't know what to do because I guess we're the younger generation. But if you need help, go get help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if you have PTSD or a TBI injury.
Local vets interested in getting a companion animal can do so through the Paws for Warriors program. Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A great idea. Still ahead, a closer look at Manatee County's discussions on a new form of government. But first, a frightening scene above the U.S. Open when a blimp deflates and drops straight to the ground. The video next in our GMA First Look.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia. But the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Welcome back. 6:25 right now on this Friday morning. It was more than just golf at the U.S. Open in Wisconsin. A blimp fell out of the sky and crashed to the ground. Reporter Alex Perez has the video.
In this morning's GMA First Look, federal investigators working to figure out what caused this advertising blimp to come crashing down, exploding into a ball of flames. The aircraft crashing into this field about half a mile from the U.S. Open tournament golf course in Erin Hills, Wisconsin, around 11:15 Thursday morning. thousands of spectators watching the competition, many finding themselves watching this instead in disbelief.
And we saw the whole thing as it's going down, and then there's 3 explosions on the ground.
On board, the pilot, Trevor Thompson. Rescue crews pulling Thompson from the wreckage moments before several explosions. Crew Chief Matt Schmidt telling ESPN Thompson was calling for help, but he couldn't move. Thompson placed on a stretcher and carried on to a waiting medevac helicopter. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on the investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Alex Perez, ABC News, Erin Hills, Wisconsin.
Introducing mocktails from Ocean Spray.
Non-alcoholic juice drinks inspired by your favorite cocktails.
Like sangria, the taste will take you away.
Got carried away.
I shop a lot more than my wife thinks I do, but I don't spend a lot. I'm at Burlington.
They have tons of shirts and ties.
Stuff for the gym.
Suits, cool jackets,
Jeans.
everything you need.
All the name brands at a fraction of the cost.
Honey, I'm at Burlington. I look good, right?
Hey, Scout, what's eating you?
Please take some mosquitoes. Got any ideas?
Not all products work the same. Iona gives me Canine Advantage 2. It kills all 3 through contact. No biting required.
So they don't have to bite?
That's right. No biting required. Canine Advantage 2. Wise choice.
Wrinkles? Your time is up. New Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair with the proven power of retinol. Reduces wrinkles in just 1 week. Neutrogena.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
The official salon of ABC7.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
We can have different ideas without being vitriolic, without
going to such extremes. And so that's what we're trying to demonstrate here.
A moment of solidarity in the nation's capital as Republicans and Democrats face off in an annual charity baseball game just one day after an attack during practice. A Bradenton man's disturbing reason for killing his dog, why detectives say they're not buying it. And another successful stunt by a Wallenda. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning at 6:30 now. I'm Ray Collins. It is June the 16th, and we have made it to Friday. Jacqueline's off today. John also took the day off, but Josh Stone's in place, our meteorologist out of the bullpen. And details of today and the weekend forecast. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Ray. Yeah, John Scalzi has the same initials as me, so there you go,
That's
JS.
true. That's right.
Happy Friday, everyone. We finally made it to the weekend, and it is the Father's Day weekend. Let's check out the forecast right now. Our current conditions show us that it is 73 in Sarasota, 75 in Venice, 71 in Northport, 75 in Englewood, so low to mid-70s at this time. It's possible some areas inland could be experiencing some patchy fog, so just look out for that on your morning commute. But as far as shower activity goes, some light showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Might see some wet weather if you're traveling northbound on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. But as far as around the area and the Suncoast, no widespread showers or storms to report at this time. But looks like those storms will get going again in the afternoon, but those will be inland. Highs today topping out in the mid-80s. What's in store for the long-term forecast? Will we have sun or rain? I'll let you know when I return. Back to you, Ray.
Oh, what a tease. Thank you, Josh. We'll talk to you again soon. There's the roads right now. First off, in Manatee County, nothing much. State Road 70 showing some slowdowns there in the westbound lanes heading toward 301. Otherwise, not too much. Farther south on the maps now in Sarasota County. First off, your eye might go toward the I-75 northbound lanes. You'll see from Fruitville toward University, plenty of congestion already this morning as you head toward that diverging Diamond project. Also to the left, you'll see on 41, both north and south around the entrance to the Ringling Causeway. Some extra traffic there already this morning. Farther south now into Sarasota County, some slowdowns only on 41 southbound just after the 681 diverter as you head toward Laurel. 6:33 now on Friday morning. Our top story, the annual congressional baseball game hit a home run last night. The first pitch was thrown by the Capitol Police officer David Bailey, who was hit by gunfire on Wednesday morning when 66-year-old James Hodgkinson began shooting at Republican congressmen and staff. Congressman Steve Scalise was shot. He remains in critical condition this morning. Hodgkinson himself died from gunshot wounds after a shootout with police. He was reportedly angry with the Republican Party and the president, who made an appearance, by the way, on the Jumbotron last night. Last night's game was all about bipartisan unity.
When the speaker announced that we were going to do it, every Republican I know and every Democrat said that's the right thing to do. Everybody wants to play.
We want to beat those guys and they want to beat us, and afterwards we're going to give each other a hug and drink beer together.
The annual congressional game, as you see, is 108 years old. This year's event raised more than $1 million for charity. New details in this area about a Bradenton man who stabbed his dog to death. This is 19-year-old Joshua Cox. He is now facing animal cruelty charges. He was arrested early yesterday morning at a home on 19th Street West in Manatee County. Deputies first got a call from a neighbor who said Cox had asked for a shovel to bury his dog. Deputies found Cox in the yard. He confessed and even had a reason for his actions.
He told us that he killed the dog because he didn't want his dog to go to the pound. He had the dog since the dog was a puppy, and about 3 years. And it's just very, very sad because it's almost like he felt like there was no other recourse. But we had no other recourse other than to charge him with animal cruelty.
And deputies also charged him with possession of marijuana as well. New this morning, there's a shortage of deputies in Manatee County. The sheriff's office says it has 12 open positions in corrections and law enforcement. Also, deputies are needed in eastern Manatee County, where there's been an ongoing boom in new home construction. A follow-up this morning on discussions in Manatee County to change the form of government there. Sarasota County already has a charter form of government. As our Rick Adams tells us, it would change and give the local government more control.
Well, many county officials and some city officials and residents were on hand for this workshop here at the Bradenton Area Convention Center. Manatee County is seriously considering becoming a charter county. They came to listen and to learn, from Manatee County commissioners to the sheriff and to many county and city officials. They were learning the ABCs of what it would mean to become a charter county.
We had citizens come to us and ask us about the possibilities of forming a charter for our government, and this was an opportunity to have education.
A charter county is guided by a document that provides counties with more power in their decision making. Supporters of charter government say this gives counties a lot more freedom from state restrictions. Barbara Elliott is president of Stone Soup Community Unity PAC. She's someone who's pushing hard for a charter government in Manatee County.
I believe that anything that makes a better democracy and gives more power to the people who live in their community is a good thing.
Currently, 20 of Florida's 67 counties are charter counties. Sarasota County has had a charter government since 1971. The Florida Association of Counties hosted this workshop, giving all in attendance a better understanding of what that means.
It's very much a grassroots effort. It comes from the bottom up, meaning from a community up to actually create what their form of county government is going to look like.
Alvin Zimmer and his wife were some of the residents who were in attendance at this workshop. He tells us right now might be a good time for Manatee County to make this move.
It would be interesting. I think it would work, and you know, I believe our county commissioners would be for it.
And Manatee County officials tell us they will now discuss what they learned at this workshop and then decide what the next step will be. Reporting from Palmetto, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, 6:37 right now. A follow-up on that crash that shut down the North Bridge to Siesta Key on Wednesday night. Police say the driver of one of the 3 cars involved has now died of his injuries. They say 57-year-old Guy Theron of Sarasota was speeding in a minivan when he swerved at the sharp turn at Heigl Avenue and hit 2 oncoming cars. Theron and 3 other men in the vehicles were all taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police believe speed and a possible medical condition contributed to that fatal crash. Now more about that serious crash on the motorcycle on the North Trail at Myrtle earlier this week. Sarasota police say the motorcyclist E.C. Snell of Bradenton died of his injuries. They say he swerved off the road and struck a pole. They don't believe speed was a factor. The accident shut down part of the North Trail on Wednesday morning during the busy morning commute. Well, on a lighter note, now you've heard of ride-sharing services like Uber. Now there's car sharing services like Zipcars. It's the new way to rent a car by the hour or by the day. You have to download an app, then you get access to one of 12,000 cars around the world. The Zipcar is being tested in Sarasota. It's based at the new City-side apartments in the Rosemary district. Also today, another Walenda making news in Niagara Falls on the 5th anniversary of her husband's walk across the falls on a tightrope. Arindira Walenda hung by her teeth under a helicopter 300 feet over the water. Nick was in that copter. He called her a ballerina in the air.
I, looked up and I saw my husband smiling at me and he's like, "You got this, babe." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? That's right."
And today is another big day for the Walendas. Their son is graduating from the U.S. Marine Academy. Good for them. I have been in the Maid of the Mist on the boat that goes near the falls. That is scary enough to be close to the falls.
I've never been there, but I hear it's quite a spectacular sight.
Oh, it certainly is. You have to go once on your bucket list, I imagine.
It is.
Yes.
But, just looking at those pictures of the Walendas, I mean, my hands are like, they're perspiring. I get sweaty palms when I look at these pictures.
They are daredevils, yeah. So we've got some rain in the forecast again.
We do, yeah. I think this upcoming weekend for Father's Day looks pretty good. But as we get into next week, well, things change. We'll talk about it when I return.
Also up next, a rough start for the Rays in Detroit last night, and a West Coast city honors the passing of the original Batman.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate,
or shop at Goodwill.
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
So good to see you on this Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. He'll return on Monday. But looking at our current temperature right now, it's 73 degrees. A few clouds out there. Dew point at 71. Humidity at 93%. Good day to take a walk. I'm going to give a shout out to a retired couple that I met not too long ago on Longboat Key. Their name is Kurt and Marianne. They walk about 3 to 5 miles every day, and they do it holding hands. And the retired couple, I think it's great. But as far as getting your walk in today, I think you'll be okay. Next week, not so much because the pattern changes. Anyway, they are big fans of ABC 7, Kurt and Marianne, so thanks for watching. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. Scattered inland storms later this afternoon. Mild Father's Day weekend ahead of us, so I think we're going to be okay. And then southwest flow takes place as we get into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Remember last week when we had the southwest flow that brought us widespread showers and storms? Looks like the same thing could happen for us as we get into next week. For today, though, a few scattered showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe if you're taking the Sunshine Skyway Bridge northbound, could run into some raindrops there. But around Manatee, Sarasota County, and down through Charlotte County, looks like everything is very quiet at this time. Not a lot of upper-level moisture to sustain any sort of long-lived heavy storms. That was not the case, though, in the Midwest last night, and another round of some heavy storms could get going in Kansas and Oklahoma later this afternoon. But for us, other than some inland showers later today, I think we're going to see very quiet conditions for us. Now, the tropics, of course, we are now in hurricane season. Not a lot going on. Here's that plume of tropical moisture with this southwest flow. It's going to kick in. All this will be coming our way, depending on where it really sets up. Could be the heaviest part of it could be here in the Gulf of Mexico, or it could be right here along the Suncoast. We'll just have to watch this over the next few days. But one thing for sure, we're going to get more rainfall as we get into next week. As far as the rest of the tropics, everything's quiet other than a little disturbance in the southern Atlantic, but that only has about a 10% chance of developing into anything over the next 48 hours. So nothing to concern ourselves with at this time. The high tide will be at 5:28 later this afternoon. And here you go, a mild Father's Day weekend ahead of us. But as we get into next week, there's the showers and storms that will be more widespread, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty gloomy. Thank you, Josh. There's the roads right now in Manatee County. Already seeing some congestion in both directions on 301 as you go look north of State Road 70. Farther south now into Sarasota County. First off, your eye might go toward the Interstate 75. There's some congestion between Fruitville and University. Also Bee Ridge in both directions where the ongoing construction project continues there. And then farther south, the maps will show some slowdown on 41 northbound between Venice and Nokomis. A new study is showing people are eating less salt, but it doesn't mean they're eating healthier. Kim Hutcherson explains.
Americans are consuming less salt, according to a study published in JAMA Internal Medicine. But the decrease is less about healthy choices and more about changes by manufacturers. Researchers examined data on packaged food and beverages purchased by 172,000 U.S. households. They found that between 2000 and 2014, the amount of sodium in the products Americans bought dropped 12% to less than 2,000 milligrams a day. But experts say that's still too much. The data also showed that less than 2% of American households specifically bought packaged food and drinks with ideal amounts of sodium. Most of the salt we eat comes from packaged foods and restaurant meals, which means it accumulates throughout the day. Adults should consume no more than 2,300 milligrams of salt daily, about 1 teaspoon. Ideally, it should be half that. But experts say most Americans ingest far too much, about 3,400 milligrams daily. Doctors recommend choosing low-salt foods, replacing salty snacks with fresh fruit, and keeping track of how much salt you consume. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
On to sports now. The Rays kicked off a 4-game series against the Tigers in Detroit last night. At the top of the second, the Rays down by 1. A ground out by Daniel Robertson still leads to a run batted in. Logan Morrison ties the game at 1. However, in the end, Tigers all-star Miguel Cabrera hits a 2-run homer with 1 out in the 9th inning to give the Tigers a two-run victory, 5-3 over the Rays. The Rays hope to get some revenge tonight in Game 2 in Michigan. Entertainment news now. The bat signal lit up in the skies of Los Angeles last night in honor of the late actor Adam West. West died last Friday after a battle with leukemia. He played the Caped Crusader in the 1960s TV series. The mayor held a ceremony in front of City Hall before it was lit up last night. Adam West was 88 years old. Also in Southern California, Dr. Dre giving back to his hometown. The rapper and producer has pledged millions of dollars to help build a performing arts complex at a new high school in Compton. The doctor says his goal is to provide kids with the kind of tools and learning they deserve. A former Beatle is turning 75 this weekend. Paul McCartney hits the milestone just 2 weeks after the Beatles' most celebrated album, Sgt. Pepper's, turns 50 right now, and McCartney is still out rocking. He begins a U.S. tour next month with a stop also in Tampa. Also next month, the only other living Beatle, Ringo Starr, turns 77 there. Time marches on. Up next, we'll update the day's local news headlines, plus the world's smallest music store after this.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Yeah, a pretty shot of Sarasota Bay and some clouds. Interesting clouds. What do you call those?
Oh, those are cumulus clouds.
All right.
Yeah.
6:52 right now on this beautiful Friday morning. Here are the headlines. One of the drivers from a three-car crash earlier this week near the Siesta Key Bridge has now passed away of his injuries. Police believe 57-year-old Guy Theron was speeding before hitting two other cars. A Bradenton man is charged with killing his own dog. Manatee County Sheriff deputies say the 19-year-old confessed to the stabbing. He said his only other option was to take the pet to the pound. They charged him nonetheless with animal cruelty. And there are plans for a new Jimmy Buffett-themed housing development on State Road 64 near Perico Island. If all goes as planned, it would open next spring with prices starting at $400,000. Let's check the roads right now on this Friday morning. First off, in Manatee County, we're seeing some slowdowns on 301 southbound towards State Road 70. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Clark Road now showing some buildup in the eastbound lanes around Lockwood Ridge and Tuttle. Shade rather. And farther south, we'll check that map and see buildups in both directions just north on 41 at Business 41. Josh?
Okay, checking the weather. Today, a few inland showers will get going, but those will be well east of 75, I believe. And then for the upcoming Father's Day weekend, pretty mild conditions. I think we'll be able to enjoy our outside activities. But then as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, southwest flow kicks in, bringing a lot of tropical moisture back into the area. So widespread showers and storms in the forecast for next week.
All right, finally this morning, a man in Minnesota opens what's believed to be the smallest record store in the world. It is 10 feet by 8 feet. The owner has it stocked to the max. Tim Edwards owns about 40,000 records inside that little store.
I'm hoarding them, but I like to think that I'm an archivist. No one's gonna, in 50 years, go, hey, I found a box full of MP3s. The records are magical.
Edwards said the reason he opened the store was to sell part of his collection and also pay for the space he had previously used as an office. It's amazing. Needless to say, you know, record stores used to be huge and a place to be, and now record stores are closing left and right. They're already closed.
And it's the smallest one, huh? So it's a world record, I guess, right?
Pardon the pun. Yes, It is. Now, you're probably too young. Did you ever own a record in your life? No. That's amazing. It's a generational thing.
It's too early in the morning for me to answer that, I think. But
Oh.
I think I did have one long time ago. Yeah.
You had one?
Yeah, one.
What was it?
Man.
Let's check
Big
the
Bird, maybe? I don't know.
Big Bird. All right. Let's check the forecast as we head out on this Friday morning. Seeing a lot of rain next week, Josh.
Yeah, we're going to have that southwest flow rate that kicks in by next week. But I think over the Father's Day weekend, we're going to be okay. Other than a few scattered storms that could develop in the afternoon with the heating of the day, I think we're going to get some activities in for the Father's Day weekend, like I said. But next week, southwest flow bringing tropical moisture back into the area. Remember, a week ago, we had widespread showers and storms, so it looks like a similar situation setting up for us next week.
It has been a rainy few weeks in the Suncoast.
It has, but we were so dry for a long time.
I know it. I know it's all or nothing, it seems. 6:56. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday on Good Morning Suncoast.